and welcome back to Makeup for Melasma with Amanda Murray. Today we're going to be doing a time trial with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation and the Double Wear Concealer, Stay in Place. And I'm going to take you through my foundation routine, and then I'm going to take you throughout the day to see how the product is wearing. Thanks again for joining, and let's get into the video. Hi, so let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to moisturize my face, and I'm using the Aveeno moisturizer with SPF 15. Let that dry in a little bit. And after I've put on my moisturizer, I'm going to put on my primer. And the primer that I use for all of my time trials is the Nivea Skin Balm for Men. It says Nivea Balm Aftershave. I learned this trick off YouTube and it works really well. Your stuff sticks to you like glue. Now I did do a first impressions of this, which you can also watch. I would just let that dry. There are many steps that I take to putting on my makeup. Several reasons for that. One of which is that I have combination to oily skin, and the makeup tends to, or the oil tends to seep through the makeup. So in order to prevent that, I put on different layers to help build up a barrier between the foundation and my face. The first thing that you saw, which was the moisturizer, then I put on the primer, and then after I put on the primer, I put on a very light dusting of translucent powder, and I'm using the Revlon Photo Ready. And after that, I will very light dusting. NYX Matte Setting Spray. Now, as I said before, I tend to use matte products because I have oily skin, and I don't want the I don't like the shininess of the luminous products or the dewy products. I really like to add the moisture to my skin. The more moisture that you have in your skin when you're oily, the less oil you'll produce. It kind of seems backwards, but that's the way that it goes. So let's just let that dry. Okay, so that's dry. Let's go in with my first product, and the first product that I'm going to put on my face is going to be my color corrector. And I'm using the LA Girl color corrector in Peach. And I put this on with my finger because I put on a large amount. And I'm going to blend that out with a damp blending brush. And I put that on under my eyelids, above my lip, and under my lip. I'm running out. And I'm going to blend that into the damp beauty blender. And I try to get this covered as much of my face as possible, because as you can tell, I have melasma all over my face. So I need a lot of color correcting. Put a bit on my forehead today. Now, in my previous videos, I was using an Artiste brush. In the Artiste brush, I was using a heavy amount of foundation, and I find that if I use a beauty blender, that I can use less foundation and it looks more natural. So I'll be using a beauty blender today to put on my foundation. And the foundation that I'm using is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation. And this is a time trial, so I actually... It's 10:26. And it's Monday the 17th. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this on my hand. Oops, I think I poured too much. And I'm going to dab it on my face. And then I'm going to blend that in. Let me just clean up the excess here, which I always have. Then we're going to blend that in with the damp beauty blender. Now, as you can tell, this blends really well with my neck. As you can see, it blends in very well with my neck, which is what I'm trying to match. Because my face is so dark from the melasma, that I don't want to match my face. And that blends very well. So the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some more translucent powder with the Revlon to really set that and get rid of that dewy finish that I have. And that is the end of the foundation routine. Now I'm going to go put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. I forgot to do my under eye concealer, and that's okay that I put on powder. It won't affect it. So let's do that now. Because the dusting was so light, it won't affect the under eye concealer. And I'm using the Double Wear Stay in Place concealer. And I'm going to blend that out with that beauty blender, and I'm going to put it on my eye because I'm going to be putting on eyeshadow. Putting on my eyelid. And I'm going to be setting that with some translucent powder. Okay, so now I'm going to go put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. And this is the finished look. So I will be back about 4 to 6 hours from now, and then again about 4 to 6 hours from that, and we will see how this held up throughout the day. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, one last thing I forgot to do was put on my setting spray. And we'll let that dry. And we'll see you again in a few hours. Thanks again for watching. Hi, so welcome back. This is the 4-hour mark, and this is the time trial for the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation. So as you can tell, it looks very good. It's still got really good coverage. Not seeing any melasma. Don't see any spots coming through. There's no oil, no shine. So I'll be back in a couple of hours to do my 6-hour update. Hello and welcome back. We are now at 7.5 hours. It is 5:26 in the evening, and it's the 17th of April. As you can see, it's still wearing really well. There's no melasma shining through. It's still pretty matte. I'll come a little bit closer so you can see. You can see the foundation is still in place. Looks really good. No oil coming through or anything. It looks really, really good. Well, actually, there's a little bit of oil on my chin and maybe a little bit on my nose. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. That's 7.5 hours. So I'll check back in at about 10 o'clock, and that will be at the 12-hour mark. And we'll see how it's doing. Okay, great. Well, welcome back for the 10-hour check-in. It is now 8:35. It is Monday, April the 17th, and I am wearing the Double Wear Stay in Place Estee Lauder Foundation and Concealer. The only thing that I've reapplied all day has been my lipstick. I haven't done any touch-ups. I haven't used any translucent powders. I haven't retouched the foundation, and I will say that I've blown my nose a few times today, so I'm curious to see how much of that has rubbed off as a result of that. So as you can see, there's still no melasma coming through. It's pretty clear in my cheeks and underneath my eyes, and on the other side as well. There was a little bit of oil coming through on my chin, but it doesn't seem so bad anymore. Almost seems like it's settled. So I'll come a little bit closer. The makeup is wearing very well. I'm going to come back one more time at 10:30 to show you how it lasts for 12 hours. Well, see you in a couple of hours. Bye-bye. So this is what 12 hours looks like. I've been wearing this all day since 10 o'clock this morning. It is now 10:28. I forgot to bring my phone, sorry. But it's been wearing pretty good. Take a look at it. Just the blush seems to have worn off a bit. But the product itself has has lasted really well. I don't see anything in my nose and my crease lines. Nothing in my smile lines. There's a little bit of grease right here, a little bit of oil on my cheeks, a little bit on my chin, but for the most part it lasted pretty good. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you like this time trial and that you will turn in again to see other videos that I have coming up. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.